Hello there, my enter trainees. I'm often asked this question by a lot of people that I interact with, right? Mentor Myron, I want to be confident. I want to be capable. I want to be competent. I want to be competitive. And to do so, I need to speak the English language better and more fluently. What are the things I must master so that I can possess English proficiency? Could you please teach me? Hi, my name is Mentor Myron Santaan, and allow me to share with you in detail through this video the foundations of English proficiency that can help us master the English language or be better English speakers or be more fluent English speakers. Okay, let's go through each one of them, shall we? Number one is articulation. So we need to be articulate. But what does that exactly mean? When we are articulate, that means that when somebody asks us a question in English or tells us something in English, we're able to respond immediately. It doesn't take us too much effort, or we don't have to think long and hard just to be able to respond or reply to that person easily. Okay? So that is articulation. We need to be articulate. But it's not enough that we're articulate. We also have to master the next one, which is pronunciation. What is pronunciation? Pronunciation is basically the right or correct way of saying words based on the dictionary. But we have to keep in mind, though, that there are three standard English pronunciations we can choose or prefer. One is called the received pronunciation, or the British or BBC English type of pronunciation. Do you want to speak that way? It's up to you. The other one is the manner of saying things by native speakers in North America, General American. You want to speak that way? It's up to you. And the third one is the manner of pronouncing words by those native speakers living in Australia or New Zealand. That's called General Australian. You want to speak that way? It's up to you. So really, it's just a matter of preference. What type of accent you want to speak the English language with, okay? So that is pronunciation. But it's not enough that we're articulate. It's not enough that we can pronounce words correctly. We also have to master the next one, which is grammar. What is grammar? Grammar is the composition of our words in our sentence, right? In such a way that we make sense when we say something to another one, right? So in order to make sense or be understandable when we're speaking the English language, we have to brush up on the different parts of speech. And we have to know and understand how we can use them in our sentence by verifying or double-checking their function or usage in the dictionary. Once again, that's very important if you want to have good or correct grammar. All right? But it's not enough that we're articulate. It's not enough that we can pronounce words correctly. And it's not enough that we have understandable grammar. We also have to master the next one, which is vocabulary. So basically, vocabulary is possessing that rich list or collection of words in our head, right? So every time we want to say something, we can express ourselves accurately because we know what the English way of saying things is, okay? So to enrich or widen our vocabulary, we need to do a lot of things like, watch American flicks, right? Read through the dictionary from A to Z during our free time. Or maybe make it a habit or make it a Bible to read English books or magazines so we can use them as a reference, right? Or we can listen to English-speaking radio DJs on FM radio stations. That can help, all right? So whatever works for you, we need to enrich or widen our vocabulary, okay? But it's not enough that we're articulate. It's not enough that we can pronounce words correctly. It's not enough that we have accurate grammar. And it's not enough that we have a very rich vocabulary. The next one is something we have to master as well, and that is fluency. But what is fluency? When somebody tells us we're fluent, what does that mean? When we're fluent, that means that there's fluidity. We're conversational, right? We're able to speak the English language, though it's not our native tongue, with ease and accuracy. That is what we mean by being fluent, okay? So we have to speak the English language in such a manner that it just comes out naturally. We're like a native speaker. We're very conversational. So we have to keep that in mind. Be fluent, okay? All right. It's not enough that we're articulate. It's not enough that we can pronounce words correctly. It's not enough that we have correct or good grammar. It's not enough that we have a rich array of words in our thoughts or head, right? It's not enough that we're fluent or fluid. We also have to master the second to the last, which is enunciation. So when somebody tells us, hey, enunciate your words, what does that mean? enunciation is speaking with clarity and confidence, right? And you know what? Even though you're very good at these previous things, if you are not able to enunciate, it might also affect the quality of your speech. So when we're enunciating, that means that we're speaking the English language without us sounding like we're mumbling or whispering or eating our words. That is what we mean by enunciation. So, enunciate your words when you're speaking the English language. And last but not least, of the foundations of English proficiency is voice quality. This one is optional though, all right? Because if you don't want to sound like a TV announcer, a reporter, or a radio DJ, all right? You don't really have to really master this in detail. But for the sake of sounding really well when you're speaking with somebody else, it doesn't hurt if you're going to master voice quality as well. We have to have expertise enter on the following components that form voice quality, like tempo. Tempo is our distinct way of speaking that makes us different sounding with one another. Okay? The next one would be the different stresses: syllable stress, word stress, and sentence stress that changes the meaning of what we're saying when we're speaking, or even in writing. Okay? And we also have other elements like speech rate or speech pace. Okay? The pace or rate at which we speak. And then we also have tone. Tone is the rise and fall of our voice and speech. And we also have the pitch, right? The highness and lowness of our tempo when we're speaking. And last but not least would be volume. So all of those we have to master if you want to sound or come across as really soothing, right? When we're speaking the English language. Okay? So there you go, guys. These are the foundations of English proficiency that we have to know, understand, appreciate, and apply if you want to be fluent English speakers, or basically possess English proficiency. So there you go, guys. If you appreciate this very value-adding content and you want yours truly to train your employees on how to speak English better, just get in touch with my team and we're going to accompany you to success. See you around, guys.